All right. So the purpose of this project was to um, kind of incorporate or do a case study on culture,
Okay.
and I need to incorporate my content area. And so what I'm trying to show my students is that well, culture is just beyond ethnicity, but I do have a wide variety of ethnicities represented in this case study. Um, but culture, I think, is represented in it can be it's a part of the attitude that someone from Hawaii has, and I hate to say it, but a lot of times people think that this attitude that people from Hawaii have, or at least people from Hawaii have this attitude that math is not important. And my question is, from your perspective, this doesn't need to be just with your financial planner hat on.
Okay.
But I mean, you're a Punahou graduate. You work with high schoolers as their track coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you have all of these experiences. You grew up in Hawaii.
Yeah.
How do we get the students to realize that within their culture, math is important? That this stuff is worth learning.
Okay. Well, like you said earlier, it is a difficult question, but it's a must. I mean, it's in everything you do, math applies. Be it like we talk about science or money or even if you're into arts and crafts, there's still money or not money. There's still numbers involved and ways of setting up measurements and all this other kind of stuff. So math really applies. But culturally, I don't know necessarily that it's looked down upon from my point of view and where I've grown up, but I do believe that it's almost a humbleness where people kind of, especially in Hawaii, people like to be humble. That's our upbringing. They like to sit in the background. They like to, we're not that good at that, or we don't need to be that smart, or we don't need to have that much money, or I don't need to talk about all of this. So culturally, we need to break out and realize that we are good at these things. We are good at math and science, and we have great students in this state, and we have great abilities, and we want to expound on those. We want to expand those. We want to step out and explore those items with your students and with other people as well, to realize that we're going to use these things every day of our life, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, math is going to be a part of your daily life. Again, like I said earlier, not maybe calculus that you're great at, like I did terrible at in college, but these things that I did not understand, those concepts, we may not use some of those every day, but you're going to use math and mathematical concepts all the time, and that's going to make your life easier and better and make you a much more productive person in our culture and in our society by being able to share these concepts and share these abilities with the people around you with your knowledge. And I think that's where we need to kind of bring culturally, we need to not necessarily we still want to be humble.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
We still need to be humble, but we have to understand that humbleness doesn't mean meekness. Humbleness means that we have these abilities, we're willing to share them and help other people with it, but not gloat over our knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I see the hang up in the cultural part of Hawaii is we are such a humble people. We are so blessed, and we want others to share the limelight. In fact, we want others to have the limelight at the expense of our own selves. But if we can just say, hey, you know what? We're going to step forward and use our knowledge and our abilities to create this great knowledge base and knowledge pool of the local student and teachers, and then be able to share that with the world, I think we can still be humble within that context.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're
That was
welcome.
a tough question.
It is, but it was great.